Jai Shri Radha Madhava ki Jai, Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Singh Bhagavan ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, welcome to our Caitanya-caritāmṛta class. First of all, with your permission, should I speak in English? Is this today appropriate? And if, who's translating for the not English speakers? Gopala Prabhu, you are the one. Thank you very much. Everybody who jeder, der Übersetzung braucht, schaut sich bitte respektvoll um. Gopala Prabhu. Hä? Was ist mit dir, Kishori, kommt? Du kriegst übersetzt von... das ist jetzt eine schwierige Entscheidung, oder? Ja, der Bequemlichkeit kannst du ja da sitzen bleiben, wenn die Rosmarie damit okay ist, für dich zu übersetzen. Okay, dann haben wir hier sogar eine Mütterübersetzung. Prabhu-Übersetzung, Mütterübersetzung. Okay, so, then we read from Caitanya-caritāmṛta. The book actually what is actually most important for us, why it's most important for us, why this book is so important for us. Why? Tell me why. Huh? Who has an idea? It doesn't matter if you say the right thing or the wrong thing. Who has an idea, or who thinks why this book is important? Why you think this book is important? Subhal Gopal Prabhu. Okay. Björn?
It teaches Vaishnava philosophy in this age, so we can apply it, because Vaishnava is sometimes not so.
Very good. Do we have the microphone? Where's our online section? Yeah, because this was a very good... I'm sorry. That was a very good comment, because both of them actually, it's basically the Caritāmṛta. What means Caritāmṛta? Yeah. Caritāmṛta, the life force. And it's the life force, the energy of Sri Caitanya. And in this way, for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, this is the life force for us. So whatever we hear from the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta is actually our life force. Is our whole philosophy is based on that. Comes with behavior, how we interact with each other, and the main most important limbs of our sangha, What are the most important limbs of our Sangha? Kirtan. And also after you made so much kirtan, what did Prashadam. Yeah. And after you had so much kirtan and so much prashadam, what do you do now?
You enjoy the association.
Huh?
You enjoy the association.
In taking a nap, right? Yeah, and this is what we also hear. I mean, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he regularly takes a nap, right? We have some pastimes where the Lord goes to sleep and his servant, Govinda, cannot enter into the room because he's laying right in front of the door. But after we took a good nap, after we had kirtan, we had prasadam, we had a good nap, what we do then? Shravanam.
Hear the Holy Scriptures, like Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, we converse. We converse. We speak about what? We speak about philosophy, and with the philosophy, when we understand the philosophy, what we also speak about? The pastimes. Yeah, we speak about the pastimes because this is what gives us life. Therefore, people, they like to read newspapers, like especially some daily where's the nectar inside, like Bild-Zeitung or something, where they really understand what is happening to this celebrate and this. They like this to read this, and then when they come together, associate with each other in the Bauwagen or on the construction ground, and they're having some liquid prasadam in their sense. What they speak about, all the stuff what they read in the newspaper, right? So, but we are different. Our life force is the association of devotees, and this we understand from the Caitanya-caritāmṛta. So, and as we have in this assembly, the most sweet is when devotees just come together and speak about their realizations and their what they read and what they share Krishna consciousness together in seva and whatever. But in this moment or in this setup, it's so that some guy sitting there like me, and he's supposed to speak something. Now, in my sense, when I look in the audience, I see so many exalted devotees coming in. Well, I see so many exalted devotees in front of me. Some of you even know this philosophy from the time of birth and maybe mantra called children. So you, the future hope. So who am I to speak? So therefore, to say something, that something useful comes out of me, you have to empower me. You have to empower me. And how you empower me? Pay attention. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm just like I'm a pusher. Know what is a pusher? It's the udder of a cow, right? So please milk me. Hare Krishna. So yeah, the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Actually, this book for me is like a deity. It's like a deity, and worshipping this deity means we have to read it. So therefore, I like to stick to this book. It was given to me by a very special Vaishnava, and therefore it's very dear to me. And so 20. Yeah. Okay. So please repeat. Yekale dvibhujanama vaibhava prakash. No? It's not? Why? Super? 184 is on the board. Why are we doing like this in the last time? Normally we always make the first one and then. That's the first one. Okay, so then we read 84. Tat ekatma rupe vilas svamsa dui beda. Tat ekatma rupe vilas svamsa dui beda. Vilasa svamsera beda vivida vibeda. Vilasa svamsena beda vivida vibeda. Tate katma rupe vilas svamsa dui beda. Vilasa samsena beda vivida vibeda. Please. Mothers? No more? Okay. Then we read. And let's make it otherwise. I think really makes no sense. We should really stick to that we write the verse, what we start, and then, because otherwise now we have to go backwards. Okay, so we go to verse 176. Yekale tvi bujja nama vaibhava prakash jado bujja haile nama prabhava prakash. When the Lord is two-handed, he is called Vaibhav Prakash. And when he is four-handed, he is called Prabhav Prakash. So this now all very technical terms, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here instructs. Whom does he instruct here? Sanatana Goswami. Whom else does he instruct, Mahaprabhu? Right before? Rupa Goswami. And basically this is the main instructions what he gives. Of course he gives many instructions to many devotees, but this is kind of where he kind of fixes how we should live, how they should continue to give these teachings. So this is all very technical terms. We see what we get out of that. So 177. Svayam rupera gopa vesha gopa abhimana vasudevera kshatriya vesha ami kshatriya kyana. In his original form, the Lord dresses like a cowherd boy and thinks himself one. When he appears as Vasudev, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, he dress and consciousness his dress and consciousness are those of a kshatriya, a warrior. So here we understand that whatever the Lord, however he appears, he makes his appearance, he also, his consciousness also kind of changes, or his behavior, right? His mood, his rasa. And we see this sometimes, when you dress up in a different way, it influences your behavior, right? When we were kids, we were dressing for Fasching, how you call Carnival. Who was dressing for Carnival? Huh? Not? Sometimes, huh? What was your favorite dress? Huh? What? Oh, pirates! Yeah, the Jack Sparrow. Oh, sorry, Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah. Who else? Krishna Prema. Who was you? A pirate, huh? I was more the cowboy. And I like guns and stuff. Yeah. So, and it affects your consciousness. Now it comes to Supreme Conscious. Jai Chai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Singadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. And also, he is also, according how he's dressing, not only his mood changes, the whole community changes. Sometimes he comes in armor, then everybody's brave. My wife really thinks that there's a certain backdrop with flames. She says that's when this backdrop, then there is friction in the community. So, yeah. Okay, 78. Sundarya Ashvarya Madhuya Vaidakya Vilas Vrachentra Nandana Iha Adhika Ulas. When one compares the beauty, opulence, sweetness, and intellectual pastimes of Vasudeva, the warrior, to Krishna, the cowherd boy, son of Nanda Maharaj, one sees that Krishna's attributes are more pleasant. So Krishna does, or Mahaprabhu makes here comparison where he says, well, actually whatever, when he dressed as a kshatriya, very great, so many pastimes, Mahabharata is full of it. But actually when he is a sweet little Krishna, then he is most pleasant. And you also could this maybe recognize when you went out as a pirate, your mother maybe looked and, oh my God, now he's a pirate again. But she loves you much more when you come home and be, what's her name? Martin, when you be Martin again, right? So because Martin is much more sweet than Captain Jack Sparrow. Okay. Govindera Madhuri Dekhi Vasudeva Shobha Se Madhuri Ashvadite Ubachaya Loba. Indeed, Vasudeva is agitated just to see the sweetness of Govinda, and the transcendental greed awakens in him to enjoy that sweetness. So here I missed a purport of Srila Prabhupada, because my question was, indeed Vasudeva is agitated just to see the sweetness of Govinda. So which Vasudeva Mahaprabhu refers to here? The father or the son? Would make sense in both directions, but anybody has a super? Oh, good. Thank you. Okay. Uknikta maduri. No. Udirikna bhuta maduri bra parimalasya bira lila samritame tvaitam handasma kshayam muhu asau chitraya de charana. Okay, I spare the rest. I just read the translation. I'm not that expert. And here we have, this is from the Lalita Madhava. And the verse is, my dear friend, this dramatic actor appears like a second form of my own self. Like a picture, he displays my pastimes as a cowherd boy, overflowing with wonderfully attractive sweetness and fragrance, which are so dear to the damsels of Raj. When I see such a display, my heart becomes greatly excited. I long for such pastimes and desire a form exactly like that of the damsels of Raj. So this is a verse from the Lalita Madhava. It was spoken by Vasudeva in Dwarka. So we can see here that Krishna Das Kaviraj, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, comes here with this verse. 181. Madhuraya Yaiche Gandharva Niritya Darashane Bunadvara Kade Yaiche Chitravi Lokane. One instance of Vasudeva's attraction to Krishna occurred when Vasudeva saw the Gandharva dance at Mathura. Another instance occurred in Dwarka when Vasudeva was surprised to see a picture of Krishna. So here definitely we have it's the Vasudeva, it's the Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, and we can see that he is surprised when he hears about his form in Vrindavan. So it kind of reminds him on his pastimes in Vrindavan. And this is his whole, this longing for the damsels of Vrindavan is so great that he desires a form in that pastime. Who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it like Srimati Radharani. Now we hear something, some verse. This is also from the Lalita Madhava, and was also spoken by Vasudeva in Dwarka. And here we get also a hint of actually the reason why Mahaprabhu also appeared. Why did he appear? Why did Mahaprabhu appear?
To restore Dharma.
Huh?
To restore the Dharma.
Dharma, to restore Dharma, yeah. But and how did he do that? By propagating the holy name. Yes, right. But anything else?
Offering to the society a very easy way to connect to Krishna.
Very good. Or give the society an easy way out of this dilemma. Or? To give the society an easy way out of this dilemma, I say. No? You want to say something else? Okay. Okay, Kripasena, what do you want to say?
He wants to experience this intense love by himself.
Yes, he wants to experience the intensity of his devotee, basically. Okay, 183. Sevapu vin binabase kichu bin makara bhavat vakshatri beda tat ekatma namatanra. When the body is a little differently manifested and its features are a little different in transcendental emotion and form, it is called tat ekatma. Tat ekatma rupe vilas swamsa dui beda vilas swamsera beda vivida vibeda. Oh, he's coming here. Charu, welcome. In the Tat Ekatma Rupa, there are pastimes, expansions, vilas, and personal expansions, swamsa. Consequently, there are two divisions. according to the pastime and personal expansion. There are various differences. Okay, and now we have a purport. The Lord's Vilas expansions are described in the following verse from the Ladu Bhagavatamrita. Svarupam anyakaram yat tasya bhati vilasata prayenatma saman sakya savilas nigatyat. When the Lord displays numerous forms with different features by his inconceivable potency, such forms are called vilas vigrahas. The Lord's Svamsa expansions are also described in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. When a form of Krishna is non-different from the original form but is less important and exhibits the potency, it is called Svamsa. Examples of Svamsa expansions can be found in the quadruple form of the Lord residing in their respective places, beginning with Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna and Aniruddha, and also in the Purusha avatars, Lila avatars, Manvantara avatars and Yuga avatars. So here we can, the Lord gives us a hint that he his own transcendental form, as we know, as Krishna, and then in order to fulfill the office departments, when he goes in office, he takes different forms, and in these forms he's acting, but still he's the same personality. We always bring the same example. I don't bring it again, but if the Prime Minister of India or any other country, when he's in office, then he is slightly different than when he is at home. But when he's at home, he is the original one. While when he's in office, he is still original, but he plays different roles, and therefore he's considered less important. Although when you have the Prime Minister for the citizens, it's most important. But for his wife, of course, it's more important when he's at home. And even the citizens, if there would be not a form of the Prime Minister what is private, he would not be the Prime Minister. You know, there has to be the personality of the Prime Minister has to be rooted somewhere. Right? So this is very important for us to understand, that we, even if we speak about different expansions or different forms of the Lord, they are all the same, but in the same time they are what? They are a little bit others, right? They are different. And there we have the philosophy of Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva applied, and especially for us that we dive in this from our point, we go into this philosophy and we learn it in this way because Prabhupada teaches us in this way. But when you have, for example, Indian population, for them it's not always so clear, right? So Mahaprabhu, he gives this here to make this point clear that although the Lord takes on different forms, he still is the same Lord. He still is Krishna in his original form. So this is very important to understand. One thing I was thinking about when I scrolled through the calendar of the day, I have 2 cups of water now here. Probably somebody heard, oh, he's a cow, he needs lots of water. When I scrolled through the calendar of the day, what do we see? What is special today? Subha? Huh?
Something about Indra appearance?
Yeah.
It's twice the appearance day of Krishna's female consort.
Yes. And where?
Chanavi?
January? Yeah, wait, yeah, January. Yes, January Devi. It's appearance day and also, yes, Sita Devi. So, and this is the, as you said, is the Lord's divine energy. So Sita, this name, appears also in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, or the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. Where does it appear? Yes, it's the wife of Advaita Acharya, Sita Thakurani, right? And when the whole, the Vaishnava family of Navadvip, when they, at one point they went to Jagannath Puri. Why they went for Jagannath Puri? For the sea? To bathe in the sea? No? Yes? They went to bathe in the sea? Oh, Subal Gopal Prabhu. Yes, to be and to come to the Ratha Yatra in Mahaprabhu. And there, actually in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Thakur, he gives this explanation that when they all went, the whole Vaishnavas, and in this year something was special. All the big, as they call it, the stalwart devotees, they took the wives, because the wives, they also wanted to see and experience Jagannath Ratha Yatra, and they want to see Mahaprabhu, of course. And especially it's mentioned that Advaita Acharya took his wife Sita Thakurani. And Sita Thakurani is actually from the very beginning, from the birth of Mahaprabhu, she plays a role. She comes there and gives blessings and gives gifts. And then Vrindavan Thakur, he gives the hint that all the wives of the Vaishnavas, they were not different from Lakshmi Devi. They were not different from Lakshmi Devi. All the wives of the Vaishnavas, they were not different from Lakshmi Devi. So das sind alles Erweiterungen von Lakshmi, von der Freudenenergie, von der inneren Energie von Vishnu. And in the preparation of the Rasa dance in the Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada says also that we see there's the gopis in Vrindavan, they are not ordinary women. They are all expansions of the Lord's pleasure potency. So they're all expansions of Radharani, right? So, and especially also compared with this statement of Vrindavan Das Thakur, we see that the women of the Vaishnavas, because the Vaishnavis, as we call them nowadays, they are very important and they play a big role. They play a big role in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Actually, there are many instances where women play a role, right? And in fact, in our culture, we see that we always come to the point that we see that women take a very special importance in our sangha, in our lives. We had this last week already with Ananda Krishna Prabhu, where we touched this topic. A woman or a woman, actually, and notice I giving a brahmachari class. A woman is installed with something very special from birth. Who knows what is this?
Protection from demigods.
All the demigods, right? All the demigods reside in her body. They reside in her body. Like I said, all the demigods reside also in the body of a cow. So all the demigods reside in the body of a woman till this point where she is given over to another man. So, or to a man. So when a man takes charge of her, now it's a funny English expression, he takes charge of her. But it makes also sense. When a man comes to a woman and approaches her, and as we say, touches her, all these demigods leave. Because they understand, they give up the responsibility to that man. Right? So, in this sense, all women are protected. Why Krishna made this arrangement? Because he knows that they are so important. Because women are like a vessel. If you have a cup and you want to have clean water in the cup, what you have to make sure?
Dass nothing is dass it's clean.
Yes.
And dass nothing is coming in it.
Genau, that it's clean. The cup should be clean, right? Because when you want to, when you, continue with family or with family line, the leaders of society, what's supposed to be men, they want to make sure that this is a clean place where this line can be continued. Therefore, women always kept in protection. In war times, when the enemy is coming, the first thing what they do after entering into a country is what?
Dating the women.
Yeah, put it like this way, but you're right. They are taking care of the women, right? So because they know, in forcing into a country, meaning forcing in the most sacred parts, right? So, therefore, women are very important, and they need protection. This is actually culture. This is the culture of society, that women are the foremost who need protection. And besides with the women, who else need protection? The children, yeah. So this is man dharma, actually. This is man dharma. And guess what? By nature, the soul is what?
Masculine? No, feminine.
Yeah. The soul is feminine. So, in one sense, we are all girls. Right? But, huh? Huh? This, yeah. Okay, we come to the point. So we are all female by nature because we belong to the energy of but how we are called? Prakriti. Prakriti means we serve, we give. Our capacity is to give, to serve, to float back. First of all, we receive and we float back. This is Prakriti. Purusha gives out. He gives out, and Prakriti gives back. It's like a circle, right? And the soul, therefore, we are called, or we meditate upon being what? Dasa, right? A giver. Or as Krishna Prabhu, I remember one class you said last time, actually means slave. Right? Dasa means slave, actually. So we enslaved to give back. But it's something what comes natural. Nobody has to do this. Actually, therefore, Prabhupada always says we always have serving capacity. But this is our Prakriti nature. So now, we all are little girls. But some of us, they have something different, right? Okay, I'm man. I'm a man, right? But that's not all. Women don't need so much training in service, but men need training to serve, because how they serve is different than how women serve. Because a man, when he want to call himself man, has to learn the attributes of Purusha actually. In fact, in a Vedic marriage, in a Vivaha Samskara, the man carries the potency of Vishnu, and the lady of the consort of Lakshmi, basically. This is kind of a meditation in the marriage. So that the man can call himself a man, he needs training. And where does he get this training from? Huh? Yes, actually he is sent to the Gurukul. Because first of all, what happens when a boy comes in the Gurukul? Charu, wenn wir dich jetzt nach Mayapur schicken würden, fändest du das gut? Na, warum nicht?
Weil da bin ich ohne Familie.
Ah, da bist du ohne Familie, ja. Und das ist natürlich so eine Sache. Vor allen Dingen auf den Papa kann man verzichten, oder? Aber vor allen Dingen die Mama. Ne? Das erste ist, dass der Mann or the boy, the first is that the boy is released out of the energy of the mother. Because the mother, whatever the little boy does, the mother always is forgiving. She tolerates everything, right? And this brings the boy to the point that he thinks, I'm the supreme! Mother does everything! And when he then grows up and he sees another mother in his age, he thinks, there's another mother! She does everything! Everything what I want! I can behave as I like, but she does everything. But when you come to Gurukul, there's no mama anymore. If you're lucky, you have a Gurukul teacher like Sandipani Muni, who lived with his wife in a Vanaprastha stage, and she took care of emotional needs of the boys when they had that's the need for. But otherwise, the boys learn in Gurukul. What do they learn? What do you think? Huh? Discipline, yeah, but the different features of discipline? What do you think? The what? To manage the feminine, yeah, this is somewhere on top. But to manage the female, the energy means first of all what? What do you have to learn? To be a good disciple, yes. Meaning to follow authority, to accept authority. If you in your life later on want to be authority, you want to be that somebody respects you and accept you as authority, you have to accept authority by yourself. Right? Then what else do you learn? Huh? Yeah, but this is what we're discussing. What means to be a brahmachari? A brahmachari is not a piece of saffron clothes what goes into India and everything is then transcendental. When he comes back, he jumps in his cool pants, goes on the street and distributes books to whom? Mostly? Ladies. No, that's not. That's not what else has to learn in brahmachari ashram? We said respect authorities. Service attitude, very good. He can't be lazy. You can't be lazy if you come in a family relationship. If you come together with a lady, she will not tolerate a lazy husband. You immediately down. You know, your life will be hell. If you think I did so much service in the brahmachari ashram, now I become Kriyasta, now I can be relaxed. She will tell you how relaxed you can be, right? So you cannot be lazy. You have to, and this is what you have to learn as boys. We have to learn to be active, to do stuff. We have to accept authorities. We cannot be lazy. What else? Humble. You very good. Well, you got good teachings. We have to be humble, meaning because if we want to be a useful servant, we have to accept what is told to us. Right? We have to accept. Somebody gives us an instruction, we have to accept it, no matter what we think about it. First of all, that nobody can fool us around. We have to learn another thing. What else? What we have to think in Brahmachari ashram? Yes? Yes, control the senses. That's also very important. Yeah, that's a very important feature. But I meant something else. We get instructions, but how do we know if this instruction is right, Subal? We have to study the Shastra. We have to have a profound understanding what is the role in the universe, how the energy is flowing, who is God, and what is my relation to Him. Right? What else we have to learn? Very practical. Huh? What? You two friends in it. Yes. Yes, this is something what we learn, but this is part of service. This is part of the environment. But to do yajna, we have to be what? Muni. Praminical means, first of all, we have to be suchi. We have to know how to be clean. Meaning, we have to know how to wash ourselves and also wash our clothes. And do you see this in the Gurukul? The boys, they're washing their own clothes. There is nobody, unless you sannyasi, who will wash your clothes. You know, even in the Grihastha ashram, wife is not her duty to wash her clothes. If she does, great. But if not, you do it yourself. And this is one thing what means also man. Man means independent. Of course, he's never independent from his authority, from Krishna, but he's independent of mainly women. It doesn't mean he neglects them, but he has to be able to live his life by himself, that he doesn't need a wife to make himself complete. Means he has to learn how to cook, he has to learn how to clean, he has to learn how to repair his shirt or stuff. It's not that, oh, I have a hole here, I need a wife, you know. So that's not the duty of a wife. So he has to be independent, because when he's independent, he can also control his senses. Because controlling his senses means independent. I don't need somebody to satisfy my senses in whatever way. Right? Because I can control them. I can control my urges. So this is all things what we have to learn. As men, if we want to call ourselves men, we have to learn this. So who am I to speak this? I'm not a man. Although I'm married, I'm not a man. I didn't learn this. I learned something in 9 years of Brahmachari ashram, but the focus was not on this. What we learned in Brahmachari ashram was mostly the narratives about women. Right? And this gives a little bit of a problem right now as well. You know, one thing we have to understand, who we call ourselves men. All these things, what we read in scriptures, they are from a Vedic point of view, or from a spiritual point of view. But when we always hear these narratives, we had this yesterday, you know, like a woman is like a tiger, you know, embracing a woman is embracing like a tiger. You know, this sounds for the men, oh yeah, you know, like, you know, whatever. This sounds for the man, but when you hear this as a woman, just turn it around. They say, you know, embracing, when you would read, embracing a man is like embracing a snake. You would feel a little bit like, okay, you know, and you get to hear this more and more somehow, and always the statements are picked out and are preached. The one one side we hope that they vote us, but we neglect the other side, it creates an imbalance and creates an insecurity in this part of our society who actually need protection and need to be nourished and need to be held in very high esteem. Right? This doesn't mean we keep the main focus in this, but we have to understand half of our society are in this category who need protection. And they need protection from someone who understood what are the principles of a man, what are the principles of a woman. So, as I said, I'm not a man. And probably we all don't have the time to really think, oh, okay, our focus is not, okay, let's all become now men, that we are the real men. I think this time is over. This man, what we hear about, we maybe find in the Mahabharata. But now men are not men. Mostly men like me, they're less than women. When we read, oh, this knowledge is for Shudras and women, then we men think, oh, that's for me. But sorry, I can't tick these boxes of being a man. So therefore, my request is, please give me the blessings that I can become your servant, that I can become your servant. And when I can serve you, then maybe please that I can serve you, please give me your blessings that I am not seeing bodies, that I can see souls. And then you call me not a man, not a woman, whatever, then you can call me maybe a Vaishnav. Because this is what we actually want to be. We want to be the servant of the servant of the servant. But please, we have to come to this consciousness, not neglect one part of a very important limb of our society. So, why giving this class? I'm not, actually I said to somebody, I don't like to prepare class or think too much of what I want to say, but there were some instances in the last week where, not in the last week, is all and over, and living with a girl, you get automatically, you get the other side. And at one point you have to admit, we sometimes a little bit too much. It's like normal that the women always pushed in the back, especially in this temple, because it's built like that. Nrsingadev is not really in the center of the room, so women never can dance in front of Nrsingadev. So automatically when the man takes over, as we did, and we had fun, I'm sure the girls had also fun, but question could come, why never we can be in front of Nrsingadev? Right? And naturally they're sitting, when we Tulsi Puja, after here's the big circle around the Tulsi then, and they're standing or sitting there in the more darker corner. And then naturally they take the more humble position. So let's at least be grateful for the contribution, and be grateful that they are there. Be grateful that we have them with all the natures what they have. But that's so important, because these girls, they may be to carry our future generation. And this is the description of Prabhupada, the future generation, what will come, they may be pure devotees, yogi. Your offspring, they may be pure devotees, right? But for this, you need pure women. So we have to make very sure that they feel safe and welcome in our association. And for those who brahmacharya, it doesn't matter anyway, because they're not agitated. For them, that's fine. They see them as mothers. They see them as valuable gifts. They see them as spiritual souls. So this is my humble reminder that we not alone on the one side of the temple room. there's another side of the temple room. Right? So, sorry if I gave a brahmachari class. And sorry for the brahmacharis if I said something what is maybe thought-provoking. I hope it was not upsetting, but I think it's good to think of a balanced way, even in the brahmachari ashram. Thank you very much. Please give me, as I said, your blessings that I can one time become a qualified devotee who can serve you. And please keep on tolerating me in your association. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Munindakan Prabhu ki jai. Jai. You have a question, I guess. Now comes the challenge. Charu, give the microphone.
Thank you for the class. My question is because you made the point, the protection for women, what's actually a clear point, and we hear it very often, but somehow I'm questioning when you do this, you did it with their importance, and actually it's some true behind it, but actually somehow I heard, or maybe you can correct me, there is a lack of it because you made such a do we don't have this thing? Do we don't have enough protection for women? Why you mentioned it so much? And when, then who is responsible for it? The brahmacharis or somebody else?
The man.
Where is the
or
point?
the ones who call themselves. I mean, women, we have to understand, women are more like men. They are emotional beings. They are much more emotional. Because they are made like that. Krishna made them like that. It's necessary that they are more emotional, because men, they have men and women, we have both sides in the brain. One is emotional, one is rational. And man, he can only Charu, man can only choose one side. So mostly we are on the rational side. Right? Because when we come on the emotional side, we tend to become very weak. Women can use both brains at the same time. That means that they can, although they are emotional, they still can use intelligence, what we boys cannot. When we emotional, all our intelligence is out of the way. When we fall in love, we have no intelligence anymore. I mean, in one sense, this is what we want to go when we become, when we enter in the realm of bhakti and rasa. We want to keep all this intelligence out, but this is not a topic. But women, they need this, because when there's emotional, when they deal with a even more emotional being like a child, they still have to have intelligence. While in my own experience with a crying child, I don't know. I'm looking for the bottom to switch off. Because I don't know. I'm looking for the rationality. Why he's crying. Especially a baby who cannot say why he's crying. I can't understand. A woman can immediately understand. So women need not only protection that they are not attacked, or not that they have an ashram or whatever. They need also emotional protection. And this means, first of all, one has to take them seriously. One has to try to understand what are the needs. And this is not the responsibility of the brahmacharis, of course. There's the responsibility of those who call themselves leaders. They could be also brahmacharis. We have also sannyasi leaders in society. Well, they have to deal with this, give women protection. And this means also mainly even emotional protection. Don't give them distress. Let them express themselves. Take them serious. What are their concerns about matters?
Can I ask you please another question? Thank you for your answer. And what is special, because actually normally we almost never hear about this other topic. What is actually the protection for brahmacharis? Because ashram means protection and ashram life. Maybe you can speak something to this.
First of all, you have to have somebody who protects. It means you have to have the good a good leadership in the brahmachari ashram, because when you compare this Purusha and Prakriti principle on the brahmachari ashram, the brahmachari leader, he's the Purusha, and the brahmacharis are the Prakriti. So the young brahmacharis, they have to know, okay, what are the guidelines, what are the rules, and if they follow these rules, they are protected, because by the leaders this rule has to be set out in a way to give them a very protected spiritual life, a very good spiritual experience. So this is the protection for the brahmacharis. Now the brahmacharis has to decide in which direction I want to be. If you be a humble brahmachari, servant of the servant, then you go in this direction. Whatever they tell me, whatever my leaders tell me, I do. The instruction is the crown jewel on my head. Then you have a complete peaceful life. You do whatever it's told to you, then have a complete peaceful life. If you have the ability to lead, if you have the ability to take responsibility, because this is the main thing what man does, he takes responsibility, or leaders, they have to take responsibility. If you have the capacity to take responsibility, then you have to understand, okay, I go in the other direction. I go, I'm leading. So where do I lead? What is the direction where I lead? And I guess Krishna Prema Rupa can give you very good. He just make a whole school about leadership and management. So you have to. It's not just I'm a leader now. Everybody has to do what I'm saying. First of all, I have to think, what do I say? What in which direction do I lead? And as Prabhuji told me, you have to understand how you lead. And where do you self go? Where are you? Where are you in the game? What are your anxieties? What are your fears? How are you driven by it in it? What is the reason you make such a decision and not such a decision? It's a very personal thing. You have two leaders, and you can have two different decisions. And there's a reason why this one leader makes such a decision, the other leader makes such a decision. It all based in the back, and whatever anatas or whatever samskaras, whatever come in, it's a very, very complex thing. So to find a good leader is, if you have a good leader, a good leader is not somebody who says, I'm the leader, you have to do what I'm saying. A good leader is somebody who says, he's a leader, I won't follow him. A staircase you never build from up to down. You always build from down to up. You cannot say, you have to follow me. No, you have to wait till they say, I want to follow you. This is a leader. So you have to have such a adhikar, such a ability, and this is it comes from blessings and also from empowerment. From empowerment from the society, and from empowerment, of course, of Krishna. And then people may follow you. And then you may be a leader. You never would see yourself as a leader, because in this moment where you see people follow me, you have to become very, very humble. Because see, oh my goodness, they follow me. What a rascal I am. How they can follow me? Please don't follow me. But you cannot say this, because they need somebody to follow. It's like the life of Brian, no, so they have to follow somewhere. So you see, it's a seva. It's a service what I got from the society and from Krishna on top. Therefore, a king is the most humble servant. Therefore, you see in Jagannath Puri, he takes a broom and sweeps in front of everybody. That's the meditation of a king. That's the meditation of a leader. Oh my God, I'm not at all a leader. But I do it as a responsibility, and I take it as a service. And please bless me that I can lead them in the right direction. Because guess what? As a leader, you get the reactions for it. If you lead them in the wrong direction, you get the reaction, main of the reaction.
Thank you. Yeah, that should be the optimum, but sometimes we don't have it everywhere.
What?
That should be the optimum way what you explains, but actually we have also to deal with different areas.
Yeah, but we can start in our own field. You know, as a leader of a family, as a family man, I have to understand. I have to, at one point, understand. Oh my goodness, they absorb everything what I'm doing. Kids are like sponges. So I have to become a good example, and this what I give them, they will carry. If you a leader in a brahmachari ashram, you have to understand, my goodness, young bhaktas, they are like sponges. They absorb everything what I'm doing. They see me as a role model. Right? And if we learn in our small circles, if we become qualified leading servants, then Krishna gives us more and more responsibility. I mean, I know Krishna Prema Rupa doesn't want to hear this, but it's not, now he becomes our future GBC, but this is because he was leading a community of Vaishnavas successfully. And it was not always, the sun is shining on everybody of us, we are all happy, there are struggles, there are ups and downs, and this you have to deal as a leader with that. There's so many opposition. I mean, you know now, you're part of the temple board. You become a leader, the first thing you get a punch in the face. Somebody will be against you. And you have to lead this person as well. You cannot kick them just out of the community because they don't fit in your plan. No, you have to find a way to include them in the plan. So that's a huge responsibility. And the earlier we learn that the smaller cosmos we start to learn this, then we can expand this cosmos. Or? Krishna Prem? Sorry, I spoke the whole time about you. What do you say? But I think it's a really relevant topic, and your questions are, we have to think about these questions. And many of the answers, they become clear to me in this moment. Therefore, it's so important to have this Vaishnava Sangha. So, if we wanna have the responsibility from Prabhupada to lead his society, in the moment, there's so many different things in the society. Should I sit in pants here, or should I sit with a tie here, or should I wear tilak or not? Should I have a sikha? Should I shave myself? Should I shave my face? Should I shave my head? Should I not do anything? Everybody runs in the moment in a different direction. At least it looks to me the same. We are here in a very safe place here actually, but out there in the moment, oh my goodness, and we have to, there needs good, healthy, responsible leadership for Prabhupada's movement. Otherwise it easily could be just faded away because everybody runs in a different direction. So if we want to have, like Prabhupada, he went to the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami and prayed, actually was crying every night to be a useful instrument. So we should go in front of Srila Prabhupada. If you can, cry. Ask, please engage me in your mission. I got this present. I have it now here. What should I do with it? Let me distribute it. Let me be useful. Please empower me. We have to really beg for this. When we chant our japa, we really should beg Krishna for, please make me a tool. We always hear this. The holy name means, please Radha and Krishna engage me in your service. Please Radha and Krishna engage me in your service. No, we should really pray. Let me be useful. Let me bring this out to the world. Not just make 1-2 bhaktas. That's glorious. That's great. But let me make thousands of bhaktas. Why not? It's all in there. I see so many capacity there. But first of all, we have to ourselves really believe it. Okay, we can do it. But we have to ask for it. If we don't ask for it, why we should be given? Sorry, I spoke too long. But okay, There's a wonderful khichdi waiting down, cooked by Akila Prabhu with fried cauliflower. I don't know how healthy it is, but it's very, very tasty. It's the most tastiest khichdi's in the whole universe. Whoever want to go, we must to go. Okay, and if you have a question, okay, we can continue for a second.
Thank you for your class, Prabhu. Very interesting. You talked about the importance of the educational role of Gurukula for new generations of Vaishnava. But thinking about our modern times, I can see in my temple in Italy that the greatest part of young devotees who start approaching the spiritual life in ISKCON community, they often don't come from a Gurukul experience, and actually they need to be guided in a different way. I think we need also to experience the relationship with devotees and spiritual guides who talk our language, no, to be understandable to them. So my question is, how in these modern times we in our daily service can be helpful for and to guide this new generation of devotees, and above all, ISKCON as an educational institution, what can we do in our local temples from a practical point of view? Some advice is something.
First, you look for healthy leadership, and then you become healthy leadership. You be the change.
Yeah, okay, but my question was a practical question. What can we do in the temples if we are doing service with old devotees and we want to help new young devotees who are coming in the temple, requesting for some kind of help, but they don't even know in which form they want to receive it? How can we practically help them? Which kind of activities we can start spreading and give to them for attract them to develop their willing to go deeper in the spiritual life?
Well, I don't know. This I think is a very individual, question, and I don't know your temple environment, and I'm also not, who am I to answer such questions? But as I said before, you by yourself become that what you want, that others go. You be the one who paved the path. What? And this means you have to find a healthy guide by yourself, and then follow that, and adjust it to your local.
I first need guide, then maybe I can help others.
Yeah, sure, but there are guides outside. I mean, Krishna will send.
Okay.
Whatever you desire will come to you. Yeah, if you're sincere and honest, then you will get an honest answer of Krishna. Or otherwise, you speak with our leader, with our guide. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much for your. Yeah, again, I hope it was not too. Oh my goodness, especially the brahmacharis, what he's telling. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Charu.